Hey, I'm Mama J, and these are my stripper stories.
Mama J, welcome to Stripper Stories.
Hey, my baby.
Oh, I'm excited about talking to you, girl.
I'm a little nervous, but we're going to get it done.
We're gonna get it done. So
Already.
we're gonna jump it off. You are a house mom, house mother
Yes, I am.
of the strip club.
Yes.
How did you get into that?
Long story and how I got into it, but I'm going to try to sum it up. I previously owned my own club, had one of the managers from another club come in and asked me to come on board with them. I was like, hell no, I got my own shit going on. But eventually things went bad for me. So, bloop, I went over and I was hired. So a little bit over 10 years ago.
Mama J, do you have a dance background at all?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I know a lot of people ask me that when I start dancing. They're like, you dance before? Oh, of course.
Because I would want my house mom to be there, have done it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
All this in life.
Yep, I do have experience in that, yes.
What do you think are some of the most important qualifications to have to be a successful or good house mother?
First of all, standing on business. Also, you do have to have a little compassion, to go with it, be a good listener and, be there to provide the girls with everything they need. And that's, just whether it be from things that they may need to use physically or even mentally. So I'm there in multiple ways. A lot of times I'm there, I'm like their mom away from their mom, so yeah.
Do you find yourself having to or being compelled to play therapist, doctor, so on and so forth with the girls?
Absolutely. And the thing about it is, I think the girls share with me a lot because it stay there. You got a lot of house moms that be all over the place and messy. I'm known, you can bring it to me. They know it's going to stay. So I know a lot, about a lot of girls, deep stuff. So yeah.
Do you feel like a woman should ever have a pimp?
No, I don't think a woman need a pimp. But I don't knock them if they do have one. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I ain't gonna lie. I tell them if they got a pimp and I know they got a pimp, baby, look here. Don't give him everything. Put some of that motherfucking money up for yourself. So, that's what I encourage because if they want a pimp, that's what they gonna, they gonna have one anyway, so yeah. But
what's your thoughts on pimps that be in the club and just sitting around? And
I don't really judge them too much, but today, a lot of these guys, they say they pimps, but they really ain't their boyfriends.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they just don't know. The game is just not like, now, I don't know. I don't judge them. Do your thing.
What do you say to those who may say like, well, house moms, they not nothing but softcore pimps back in the back?
Yeah, when they tell me that, they be talking about, you're a madam. A lot of people did. I mean, when they like, you're a madam. I say, hell no, if I was a madam, nobody would have a dime. And then really the true definition of a madam is they go and search for clients for girls. You know what I mean? So people really don't know, but it's not, no. I have all the money. Definitely not a madam.
Do you got a little bit more knowledge on madamism than people know? You got a little energy about you.
What's the worst thing that you've seen happen to a dancer since you've been a house mom?
The worst thing I've seen that happened to a dancer is she got stomped out real bad and had to go to the hospital. And, she, thankfully she pulled through like in about 3 weeks, but she was in critical condition. She got stomped out with a high heel stripper boot.
It was one girl, it was multiple girls?
It was one girl that got stomped out, but two of them stomped her out.
Mm-hmm. Do you know the story behind it at all?
Not really. But 9 times out of 10, it was some money, nigga, something, something like that.
Do you feel like if a girl get to fighting in the club or she initiate a fight in the club that she should be able to continue to work?
If she's initiating it like a bully,
yeah, like
thing,
you swinging off, you starting problems, you fighting in the club.
Out. This is not what that's about. It's about getting up in here, getting you some money, going the fuck home.
What do you feel about the dancers that might sell themselves in VIP or inside the club, but not outside the club?
Me personally, I think those girls should. I mean, it's breaking a rule, of course, and we stand on business when the rules are concerned. Get the number, do your thing. I say.
Do you feel like it downplays or diminishes the dancers, the ones that are there to entertain?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. First and foremost, it does. Yep.
I remember there was a time where girls who came in the club, there was a lot of standard, that there was orientation. Like I know when I started dancing, I had a house mom and we had actual orientation. And she gave you the reel, she gave you the game, she let you know how it goes. You see less and less of that these days. Why do you think that is? Why do you think there aren't any like real OGs in the club? There's no orientation in the club. Where do you think that went?
As far as the orientation goes, I just think that the industry has gone down quite a bit until it's almost kind of like, we're going to take what we can get. So, it's no more interviews, like, because a lot of clubs, including us, we are accepting people that we normally would not take, So I just think because of the industry, that's just what it is.
You've been in the game a long time, 10 years behind the stage. And many, I'm sure, on stage.
Right.
When you think of the concept of the club and what a woman is supposed to be in the club, what is that? Is it a fantasy? Is it just entertainment? Is it a bundle? What do you feel like it is?
I think it's a mix. Entertainment and fantasy, it's a mix.
So with that being said, do you believe in the idea of like, hey, when you come in here, makeup done, nails done, hair done, outfit, don't just throw on no panties, no bra. How do you think a woman should be selling the fantasy when they come and work in the club?
Look up to the par, and I do stand on business with that, but sometimes I do, and I try to help them along, outfit or whatever, but I do understand some of these girls that's coming in, they just don't have it, but I do encourage, because I'm looking. Yeah, I'm a bag watcher. So I'm looking, you making money, so, upgrade, so yeah.
How old do you think a dancer should be before she quits?
I think she should be working on quitting about 25, if not sooner. Because I encourage them, you are in here for a purpose. Get your money, save your money, and get the fuck on. A lot of times I even ask them, do you have any idea what you want to do in life? You know what I mean? Sometimes I can get some answers, sometimes I can't. I even have dancers that has gotten in the industry and got back on scene with my own eyes and that have become, attorneys or what have you. So, okay, yeah, you heard me. Yeah, that right there. Mm-hmm.
This is my girl right here.
For sure.
When women do stay in the club past what you would say is their prime, now they in their 30s. I've seen some girls in their 40s. What do you think mentally is the issue there? Because you're not as young as you used to be. You're not as willing as you used to be. And a lot of times once you get to a certain age, it's not really even fun to you anymore. Right. And I feel like that's part of it.
I think that when they go beyond that age, and it's like I say, that's just what what I feel. But I think it's because they're not in tune with themselves, and they just don't know. Some people just don't know what it is that they want to do, and so you just be stuck.
You feel like there's a way to like guide them or inform them at all once they get there, or is it kind of one of them things?
Yeah, I do all the time. I say, baby, what you like to do? You like to deal with people? Do are you an introvert, extrovert? Do you not like to deal with people? Pets, animals. So I try to, hair. I try to, just pitch some things out there, and sometimes I will get a, So yeah.
What is your thoughts on what's your definition of a lazy dancer?
Money in the building and you just sitting there thinking that somebody that's just gonna come just sprinkle some shit on your head. You might get that once a year, but thinking, nah, that right there.
Mm-hmm. Right. Do you tell them like, hey man, get up there, get out? Like, what are you doing? Like,
what the fuck you back here for? It's people after you say, I ain't making no money. You see the fuck? Why you just sitting there? Get up and go, because baby, you're not that motherfucking me pretty.
right.
To think a motherfucker just finna come just give you some money just because. Show motherfucking ass up.
Have you ever convinced a dancer to quit? Like, because like this is just not what she should be doing. Like,
yeah, I tell them that all the time.
like,
yeah, you in here, you been in here X amount of years and you're not getting any money. What's your purpose? What you in here for?
right.
And I also tell them, because you have to be 21 to work. So it's people turning 21 years old every day that's coming in that's pushing a lot of you motherfuckers out the door.
How much money should a customer spend when he steps in the door? Like, how much does he need to spend at a night? Like, reasonable amount of money that you should be spending.
You know what? I'm saying this day and time, I think a customer need to at least come in with at least 100 ones, and that's little bitty. You know what I'm saying? But because of how they come in, at least get 100. You know what I'm saying? Give one of the girls. And this ain't for no whole group, because shit, sometimes the way it is right now, the girls are sitting there with $100. You might get 4 or 5 girls trying to run up on it. You know what I mean? And they need to stand on business. The customers do too and set boundaries. Yeah.